is Andy Epperson, Lainey Tolman, Wiley Salter, Wyatt Wilson, Isaac Green, Sarah Epperson, Wesley Laird, Weston Wilson, Camden Bradshaw, Charlotte Wilson, and Bristol Burnside. Again, this is your kidney to show class. All these animals were born in Kootenai or Shoshone County. We are pleased to welcome to the ring today Jade Jenkins from Marshall, Missouri. Jade is an agricultural instructor and FFA advisor at Saline County Career Center and co-owns Jenkins Market, a family farm to fork business. She has judged livestock shows in 21 states, including recently at the Arizona National Sheep and Goat Showmanship Contest and the Colorado and Kansas State Fair Goat Shows. Jade is also a former collegiate livestock judging coach and competed on a nationally recognized livestock judging team at Illinois Central College and Oklahoma State University. Jade is passionate about agricultural education and enjoys attending livestock shows with her 6-year-old daughter, Haven, who got to join her today in Coeur d'Alene. Please join me in giving Jade a warm North Idaho welcome and thanking her for joining our folks today.
Apologize, I'm a little froggy. I've been trying to get rid of this cold, but we've had the opportunity this summer to go to Indiana, Colorado, and now we're here. So we've been in a barn basically all summer, whether that's showing sheep and livestock of our own or having the opportunity to judge. But when Hannah sent me the email, this is actually the first week of school. I had to get permission from my boss to come here, but I was super excited, and I'm so blessed to be able to work in the school district that I do and the family that I have, to be able to come out here and work with your guys' awesome youth. We've been looking around. My 6-year-old's with me. She's really excited to see the fair and things like that. But what an awesome way to start. I'm really excited to go through the rest of the classes today and just awfully blessed to be here with you guys. The one that we start with, when this one first hit the ring, if this one doesn't catch your attention in terms of structural ability, in terms of rib shape, in terms of look from the side, you might need to look again or change the terms table of what you're trying to look for. That is a goat that runs uphill, that has the rib shape, has the extra big legs as well, and still handles extremely well. The one in second just kind of slides there from that one's shoulder back. I love that dude. He is so opened up in terms of his rib shape, really massive in terms of how much top shape he has. Love just the genuine muscle shape. And I understand that we got to give up a little bit when we got that much muscle. But for me, we got to clean him up. He's got to run uphill. He wants to break there right behind his shoulder. But that is a massive one in terms of rib shape and muscle shape. A really, really nice one to stand there in second. Young man here that has the goat in third. From the side, I absolutely love this one. Again, another one that is give you a really good silhouette look from the side, long, extended, ultra level out of that hip. As that goat travels and as you get your hands on him, just need more time on feet. That one's got to get more cracked open in terms of the upper rib shape that he has. Just need to have more rib shape and power to be in contention with those two, but still a very, very nice goat. As we go down from there, I think there's a little bit of quality in my mind in which way do you want to put your priorities. And we're at a market show here, and so this doe is going to land there in fourth. Just really practical in terms of her rib shape, one that's still good in terms of her feet and legs, just doesn't have quite as much look or pizzazz as those in front of her, but still a very, very nice goat. The young lady here that comes in 5, I love this one in terms of its presence. I love its eye-catching appearance in terms of its color pattern. A tall one that's long and extended, got the rib shape. I think he's maybe just a notch past 12 o'clock and just need to get a little bit of grease off that one. But the young lady's done a great job feeding that one as well. Very nice goat. The red one that we have coming out next, this one, the young man does an extremely good job showing this one. This one is a really heavy muscle goat that's good in terms of his rib shape. As that guy travels, though, and you probably know this when you look in the pen, we got to change him in terms of his feet and legs and just how his skeleton works. We can move that guy up pretty easily for me. The young ladies, though, that comes next, one that's really good in terms of structure, and if she's wanting to put that one back into the pen, she would be excited about that one. That was good in terms of her feet and legs, good in terms of rib shape, just needs more mass and power to move up higher today. The young man's goat that comes next, again, another practical, just nice market goat here. They got in a tough class. That one's got rib shape, just needs to have more look and muscle shape to move up higher today. The young man's goat that comes out next, again, a very nice one. Just need to have more rib shape and power, muscle shape through the entirety of its skeleton. But again, a very nice goat. And the two that we round out the class just need to have more rib shape and muscle. The most important thing, though, these kids have worked their tails off all summer. Give them a big round of applause. A great job.
Congratulations to your champion Cooney Stone Bred Goat, Lainey Tolman. In reserve, Bristol Burnside. In third, Isaac Green. Fourth, Sarah Epperson. And fifth, Charlotte Wilson. In that class, we also had our average daily gain winners. Winning average daily gain for our goat division, Charlotte Wilson. In second, Weston Wilson. In third, Wyatt Wilson. We'd like to give a great big thanks to the Cooney Stone Farm Bureau, Joe Dobson with Caldwell Baker Shinmile Realty, and Cooney Title for sponsoring that average daily gain. Now entering the ring is class 1 of our market division. Knox Cecil, Brianna Gould, Bo Hatch, Charlene Bomar, Paisley Bomar, and Presley Wilson. Excuse me, Presley Willis. I announce Presley all the time. I apologize, Presley. Ellie Edmonds, your class is lined up. Ellie Edmonds, your class is lined up. Here in the Jacqueline building for our quality finals alongside our COG finals. Please make sure you join us again at 5 p.m. for that division final.
Well, a really good class here to start off on the market goats here. And I think the three here kind of sort their way just in terms of quality. But from there, one that you really have to find in terms of a wether that's really opened up in his skeleton. He's really good in terms of his rib shape. The big reason why he wins is he's fresh. He's good in terms of his edges. I love his look from the side. To get nitpicky on that guy, I want to change his hind leg just ever so slightly. But I think that's a minor in terms of this class. Second and third were the decision out here that I wanted to study and make sure I had it absolutely correct. Both three of those are going to be purples today because I think it's that close, and it depends on which way you want to put your priorities. For me, I like the wether that's taller shouldered. I like him in terms of his rib shape a little bit here today. The big thing is I just like his length and extension, and I think he's more complete than the doe we have here in third. But the doe, for being a doe out here, one that's massive in terms of her rib shape. You love her extra handle as well. As she travels, though, and just studying her as a market animal and a breeding animal in the same sentence here. Just want to change her structurally, make her a little taller there at her point of her shoulder, but still a very, very nice one that, again, I thought that decision was close. The young lady's wether here in fourth. She does a tremendous showing him one that's long and extended and got a really good look to him. When I get my hands on him, though, I'm just a little disappointed. Want to make that one a little better in terms of his rib shape and his general muscle shape. Maybe a little bit past 12 o'clock for me today, but again, a very, very nice one. The red one, just a really practical goat here in terms of rib shape and power, and I love that about him. I love his extra bone work as well. As we set this guy into motion, though, he wants to get a little lower shouldered. One that we just need to change him structurally, and we could definitely move that guy higher up today. Young lady's done a great job on that goat, though. The one that we round out the class, I love this thing from the side. One that you love in terms of color pattern as well. Long, extended, awesome in that regard. Just need more gas in the tank. Need to be bigger in terms of our top shape and rib shape. We can move that one up very easily. A great class. Reward them. Give them a good round of applause.
Deaton, Josie Nagel, Ellie Edmonds, Esri Blubaum, and Gabby Zentner. Again, this is Class 2 Market.
another extremely good class, and I'll be honest with you, we're not going to talk a lot about the one up front. We'll talk about it more later. But that one was second. That one was second. But that was there was not a decision in my mind. I guess if you like any type of livestock, you better find that one in terms of being opened up, in terms of being fresh and having a really cool look. The biggest thing about him, he's not one to prance around all the time, and that's where I want to change about him. And I know we'll probably go back and get that fixed. Young lady's got him presented extremely well out here, does an awesome job. Keeping calm, cool, collected. Got a really cool one there that she's leading around that we'll talk about later. Second and third were the decision in this class, and there's no doubt in my mind. And I think you can go back and forth. For me, though, I like the black-headed weather in terms of his look and his length from the side. I think at the same time, he's still got enough muscle shape when you get your hands on him. He's got enough rib shape. That's where I would like to change him. He's a little steeper out of his hip, consequently needs to be a little bit more athletic out of that hind leg. But I love his look from the side, his length extension. He's got enough muscle shape for me. The young lady here in the blue shirt does an impeccable job of showing this weather. You show all the faults out of him, and you can't ask for a better showman for doing that. You have that thing running uphill. He's got a lot of rib shape. He's got a lot of muscle shape. As that guy travels, and you probably see him around the ring, he wants to get a little lower fronted. He gets a little broken there behind his shoulder. Just structurally, we got to change that and change his build just a notch. We can move that guy higher up today. You've done a great job showing him, though, and presenting him as well. Very nice job. The one that we're going to have in the fourth here, again, the young lady's done a great job as well. A really heavy muscle one that's good in terms of his rib shape. Just need to change his balance for this judge. We need to change him out of that hip and hind leg a little bit as well, but still a very nice one in terms of muscle shape and rib shape. Young lady here does a great job as well. A long, extended, ultra good looking one. We just need more days on feed on him. He doesn't have quite as much muscle shape in his upper hip into his lower leg. We just need to have him more genuine muscle shape throughout, and we can move him up higher today. The young lady here that's going to be sixth, one that you like in terms of rib shape, just needs to be changed in terms of pattern for this judge. Just need to make that one have more general muscle through the entirety of the skeleton. A great job, though. Again, give these kids a big, big round of applause. Awesome job.
Congratulations, coming out of class 2 in first, Gabby Zentner. In second, Willie Beaton. And third, Cody Coleman. Now entering the ring is our Market Goat Class 3, Liam Otto, Texana Schlechte, Emily Nehans, Addison Bromley, Marion Coleman, and Tabitha Trenton.
probably the toughest decision here we've had to make. And these two on the top, we went all the way three here because I think the third place is very, very good in its own right. But you really got to study the two in 1 and 2. For me, the one that goes ahead and wins is just a truck. In terms of muscle shape, absolutely massive when you get your hands on him. Really big in terms of his rack shape, absolutely fresh in terms of his edges. How I love that to be really good in terms of his rib shape as well. Where we got to change him, and he may just be fighting the halter just a notch, is he looks like he's a little straighter out of that hind leg. But with that much muscle shape, I think he's sound. He's good enough. He's the one that's the up-headed one that's still got the extension. I call him the complete one and go ahead and use him to win. The young lady here in second does an incredible job in terms of showing this goat. I love this one on the move, though. His feet, his big paws, one that's sound, functional. I love how long he is through his front end as well. Really good in his rib shape. To be critical on this guy, it's when you get your hands on him. He's just not quite as massive as our class winner. But from the standstill, when that guy's walking around, and you guys got to get your hands on him to understand where I'm coming from, he's not quite as big in terms of his rack shape or his loin edge today, but that is one cool dude in terms of skeletal build. Very close decision, an awesome, awesome pair. The one that we have in third just got in a really tough class. He's no slouch out here as well. He is one that's sound and good in terms of his feet and legs. Love his extra bone work. Love his rib shape as well. Just of those top two, gets a little plainer in terms of his muscle shape and his look. Just need to sculpt him up front in terms of his shoulder a little bit. Just want to have a notch more genuine muscle shape. An awfully good specimen as well. The red one that we have coming out next, again, one that you like in terms of rib shape. He's got muscle shape. He just needs to be changed in terms of his balance and look from the side, more specifically right there behind his shoulder. Young lady's done a great job with that project. The young man that comes next here, a long, extended, ultra good looking one. He's got some good bone work under him as well. He just runs out of power. When you get behind the goat, he's the flattest in terms of his upper rib and his muscle shape. Just needs more days on feed to open up and move him up higher today. The young lady here that's going to round up is doing an impeccable job as well. My compliments to her for showing in that FFA jacket. I know how hot those are as well. She's got a good goat that's easy, feet efficient, good in terms of rib shape. Just gets a little plainer when we put him into motion. Just need to have a little bit more muscle shape as well. A great job as well. Give them all a good round of applause.
Congratulations. In first, Texana Schlechte, second, Addison Gormley, and third, Maren Tolman. Now entering the ring is our final class of our market goats. Clayton Deaton, Tristan Pafford, and Layla Deeds. We'll roll immediately into our progress division. Following this, progress will be followed by our breeding goats. Just a reminder, if you receive a purple ribbon in market, you will be coming back tonight for the drive. And that's 5 p.m. here in Jacqueline. Also, a quick note, if you were in Kootenai Bred or later in progress and our doe classes and you want to do backdrop pictures immediately following the goat show, we will take those over at the backdrop.
You get your hands on him. He's not got a gob of fat on him. He is really good in terms of his muscle shape. To get critical on this guy for how much mass he has up high. As he travels away, I want to see him just a notch wider, just a notch leveler out of that hip. But that's being awfully critical. I like that one a great deal, especially in this class. Second and third get a little closer for me, but it's a market show. We got to keep the fundamentals at the forefront. The young man's here that's in second. When you get your hands on him compared to the one in third, and as you can see, probably ringside, that one's got a stand-up wrap. He's fresh and full in terms of his edges. He's got a better look in terms of his front end as well. A one as you set him in motion, though. We got to change his hind leg just a notch. Want to see him have just a little bit more rib shape, but I like that extra muscle here than the one that we have in third. The young man that we have in third does a great job as well out here. One that's good in his rib shape. I love his extra foot and bone work. For me, in this judge's perspective, as he travels, we need to change him structurally. He needs to be a little bit more genuine in terms of his muscle shape. Maybe got a little bit more grease or fat cover over his ribs as he continues to mature. You've done a great job, though. Give them all a big, big round of applause. A nice clap.
Congratulations. Coming back receiving purple ribbon out of class 4 is Layla Dean. We're going to roll right into our progress division. We have 2 classes of progress, and then we will have our drive for progress immediately following. Entering the ring now is Peyton Story, Melissa Drapel, Ellie Brinkley, McKinley Thornton, and Peyton Story.
again, another class here, and one that there could be some switching down the road. Baby goats are probably the hardest to look at. The smaller ones, but for me, I think you have to use the class winner here in terms of this one's general muscle shape. That one is extremely good in terms of his rack shape, really fresh and good in terms of his edges as well. Love his extra rib shape. I think that's the easy place to start. One that maybe I'd like to make him a little taller in terms of his time, but a very, very nice goat. From there, I think there's a lot of sort that you can do as a judge, depending on which way you want to put your priorities. For me, the muscle shape, especially at this day in the game, has got to come towards the forefront. And I think the one that we have in second is long, extended, one that's got enough look to him out here for me. But the big thing is when you get your hands on him, he's got a stand-up rack. He's good in terms of his loin edge out here. For me, in comparison to that class winner, we got to change him right there behind his shoulder, but still a good one that I think is just going to get better with days on feet. The young lady here in third and the people behind the scenes have done a great job of presentation and got all they can out of this goat. This one's long, extended, ultra elegant through his front end, really level out of that hip. He just runs out of power. When you get your hands on him and when you get behind him, that's the narrowest in terms of his upper hip, and he just doesn't have quite as much muscle shape for this judge to move up higher today. The young lady here in fourth has got a very nice one as well, one that I love in terms of his rib shape. He's got some muscle shape. The big thing for me is when you set him in motion, he's a little straighter off both ends of his skeleton. We need to change that about him, and we could definitely move him up higher today. The young lady that's going to round out the class, a long, tall, extended one that's ultra good through his front end, just a kind of the same story. Need to have more rib shape and muscle shape to move him up higher today. But again, another very nice class. Give him a good round of applause.
Congratulations, receiving purple and coming back in our progress class 1, McKinley Thornton. Second, Peyton Story, and third, Melissa Drapel. Again, we will have that progress drive immediately following class 2 of progress. Now entering the ring is our class 2. Emily Canihans. Sponsors. If you look above our head gates, you'll see those that are sponsoring our goat and sheep show. Let's give them a big round of applause, and please thank them when you see them out and about.
Again, another really good class here, and I think on the first one, when he walked in, he had to grab your attention. Not only is he the biggest one out here, in my opinion, I think he's the best one, and I think you could even throw the easy button out there in terms of that's the wide skeleton one that's good in his rib shape, one that gives you a really cool look out here, and by far has the most muscle shape. Just a nice, really, really complete one to start. Second and third were the decision, and I think until you put them in motion, it gets close. But once you put them in motion and you study them in terms of their general muscle shape and their general build, you got to use the paint one, in my opinion, especially out of his front end. That's one that he's wanting to drive forward, one that's good for his chest for. Love his extra rib shape that he has. I'll be the first to admit, when we set him in motion, that hind leg, we ought to change that about him. I want to make him a little bit more athletic out of there, but he's got more muscle shape than the one we're going to talk about in third. The one in third, you have to appreciate for his length and extension. That one's ultra level out of his hip. But as you study him, and right there, he's one to break behind his shoulder. That one's hind leg's not quite good enough, and he doesn't have quite as much muscle shape as that second place. Still a very nice, just practical goat to be in this class. The one that we have coming out in fourth, young man's done a great job. Presentation on this goat is very good. One that's got rib shape, just needs to be changed in terms of balance. He's a little steeper there out of his hip, a little bolder in his shoulder. Consequently, when we set him in motion, we got to change him structurally. Young lady does a great job with the one here we have rounding out the class. One that's long, extended. He's really good in terms of his foot and bone work. As you set him into motion and you get behind the goat, so he's flat in terms of his rib shape, just needs more general muscle through the entirety of the skeleton. A great class of kids. Give him a good round of applause.
Congratulations, coming out of Class 2 of our market. In first, Layla Deeds. Second, Josie Nagel. And third, Bo Hatch. Our in the ring for our Progress Division Drive. Out of Class 1, McKinley Thornton, Peyton Story, and Melissa Draper. Out of Class 2, Layla Deeds, Josie Nagel, and Bo Hatch. Let's give all these exhibitors a round of applause. This is our Progress Division Drive. We'd also like to give a huge shout out and a thank you to the get here for the first grand drive. Let's do the most important thing and give a hand to the kids that have shown so far. A big round of applause. A great way again to start off here for the Progress Show.
I'm not big on re-talking them or anything. I will tell you, I love judging livestock shows, and I love using good livestock, I've seen a lot of really good livestock so far today, and just excited to work through here. There is one though that is kind of a mini sheep out here in terms of just being massive, in terms of rib shape. You love the look from the side as well. One that's got a cool front end in him as well. I'm not sure what they're going to do with him, but I think she wins this one pretty easily. The young lady out of class 2 is your champion.
Congratulations to your champion progress, Layla Dean.
Reserve is the decision, so we'll talk through this just briefly, taking nothing away from the other 3 exhibitors. The young one out here, the smaller one, that one's massive in terms of his rib shape. Love his extra foot and bone work. He's probably 40 pounds or so less than the one that is out of the second class. That doesn't bother me a bit. I'm here to use the best livestock, and that one I think has got a lot of cool pieces to it. The paint weather here is one we talked about. You love from the side, one that runs uphill. He's got the mass and dimension when you get your hands on him. As he travels, though, that's where we got to change him out of his hind leg. And unfortunately, as they get bigger, that just gets worse out here. Does he have enough rib shape? Does he have enough muscle shape in comparison to that little one? I think that little one's got a bright future, and he's my reserve champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the reserve in the progress division, McKinley Thornton.
Again, another really good class here. I think the one that used to win, though, has got a really cool, a lot of pieces to this particular goat. One that if we just let her run around the ring here, that one's skeletal build is extremely good. Feet and legs are right. One that's got a heads up look and elegant in that regard. At the same time, still really good in terms of the rib shape and muscle shape. For me, I think that's the big reason why she wins. She's the sound functional one, especially out of that hind leg. I do want to stouten her up in terms of her bone work out here. That's being awfully critical, though. We've got a line of bucks out there that we can breed her to and get that bone work to her. A nice place to start. The heavy structured, powerful, though, is the one that's in second. There's no doubt in terms of her bone work, in terms of her muscle shape and her rib shape. Love, love, love that about her. And probably a weather maker out here in terms of those attributes. You set that gal into motion, and it's just being awfully critical out here. Want to see her more athletic out of that hind leg, make her longer and more extended up front. Love her mass, love her power. She's got a lot of really cool pieces as well. From third through the rest of them here, there's a lot of different things that you can do out here, in my opinion. But structure comes to the forefront for me in terms of breeding decisions. This one's feet and legs point the right direction. I love this one's length and extension. This one's level out of her hip. In comparison, doesn't have quite as much wow factor in terms of her look from the side. Isn't quite as genuine when you get your hands on her. But I love her extra bone work, and I love her feet and legs out here. Just a nice practical one to kick out through the pasture. The young man here that's in fourth has a very nice go as well. This one is raw in terms of her muscle shape. You can see that when you get right on the top side of her. She's got a tremendous amount of muscle shape in her upper hip and her lower leg. That comes to her default, though. She's a little smaller and earlier maturing in her kind. She's a little bolder there in terms of her front end. Just need to change that about her in terms of making her more elegant. And as she set in motion, make her more comfortable off both ends of her skeleton. But you have to appreciate her muscle shape and the mass that she has. The young man did a great job presenting her. The young lady here in fifth does an impeccable job of showing, and from this one's shoulder back, you have to love some attributes about her. Really round and robust in terms of her rib shape. I love how level she is out of her hip and her hind leg. I love her extra bone work as well. For me, I think she's a little earlier maturing, and as you put her in motion, you can study her in that regard. She's a little bolder there in terms of her front end. We just need to change her skeletally to move her up higher today. But again, the young lady does a great job presenting her. The one that we have coming out next out here, I like a lot of things about this though, and the young lady does a great job with her as well. Long, extended one that's got rib shape and muscle shape. As you really study her as she travels away, she's narrower there in her pin set. She's a little straighter there in her hind leg. We changed that about her, and we could definitely move her up higher today. The young man's goal that comes next, a long, extended, really good-looking one. Just needs more days on feed. That one is a little narrower there in terms of rib shape. Just again, need to be cracked open through the entirety of her skeleton. But young one that's just going to get better with days on feed. The young lady though that comes next, the ultra heavy muscled, powerful one. I love that about her. When you get behind the goat, she's really good in terms of her rib shape. You love her extra foot and bone work as well. As she travels though, she gets a little bolder there in her shoulder, a one we need to change in terms of her balance as well. The young lady's red doe that comes next, or young lady's red doe that comes next. Again, one, you appreciate her length and extension. Just need to change that one structurally. And the young guy that rounds out the class has got a green doe here that's long and extended. Just needs more time on feet. A great class. Give them all a good round of applause.
Congratulations to our Class 1 exhibitors.
I not only think she's the biggest one out here, I think that she's just massive in terms of what she's got on her skeleton. Tremendous in terms of her top shape. Really still fresh out here, and I love that about her. The big thing, though, when we're talking about breeding animals, that one sounded functional enough for me. That is jet level out of her hip. Just a nice place to start, but we'll talk about when we get that other class winner out here. Second and third were the decision until you get your hands on them, until you put them in motion. And you think about breeding decisions, and I think this dog here is going to last longer in the pasture. In terms of her maternal characteristic, one that's got mass and dimension to her, I'll be the first to admit I want to make her more elegant out of her front end, but I think that goat's got the length extension. She's really good in her rib shape and got a tremendous amount of muscle shape. A nice place to start. Just didn't have quite as much look out of her front end as our class winner. Still a very nice one. The one in third is made a lot like our class winner in terms of look and presentation. That was long, extended, ultra elegant to her front end. One that you love in terms of her rib shape. She, to me, not only seems that she might be a little bit younger, she's the flattest of the initial trio here in terms of her rib shape. She doesn't have quite as much genuine muscle shape. As we talk about just functionality and in the pasture, that one's just got to be more busted open through the entirety of her skeleton. But if we breed that one to a really heavy muscle, big rib buck, we can have some fun ones out of that one. Still a very nice stud. The one that we have in fourth out here, still a very nice one as well. I love this one's hip and hind leg. I love her rib shape. As you set her in motion, though, we got to make everything match. She's one to throw her front end out. That's because she's broke a little bit there behind her shoulder. Just need to be changed that and make her taller at the point of her shoulder. I want to see her have a little bit more upper rib shape, but still a very nice goat. The one that we have coming out in 5, a long extended one, just need more rib shape. Give them all a good round of applause. Nice job.
Congratulations, receiving purple and coming back out of class 2, Candace Ider, Texana Schlechte, and Matthew Green. We're going to roll right into our breeding doe finals. Out of class 1, Candace Ider, Layla Deeds, Bo Hatch, and Camden Bradshaw. Out of class 2, Candace Ider, Texana Schlechte, and Matthew Green. Let's give all these exhibitors a big round of applause. Just a reminder, our market finals will be tonight at 5 p.m. We will start with goats, then followed by hogs. All backdrop pictures will be taken following the drive.
earlier than usual. I used to apologize for that, but honestly, I just get in a groove. And so I guess if you don't like my style, I'll tell you I've looked at every animal probably 5 or 6 times. I'm watching from the when they come out of the gate to when they are parked over here. I watch them all the time because when I'm in here, nothing else matters in terms of I'm most concerned about giving these kids my all. I'm not worried about what's going on around the ring or anything like that because I love to do this, and it makes it very exciting when you get to use extremely high quality livestock as well. As we get out here for the breeding show, like I said, not a big show, but a tremendous amount of quality out here, and super excited with the two that we're going to use for champion. We'll just talk through them here a little bit. I'm very excited with the class winners, and then the second place, taking nothing away from the third place, still very, very good goat. The one that we have out of the first class, one that is just really good in terms of skeletal build, one that's good in terms of rib shape as well. Excuse me. One that we just wanted to see her started in terms of her foot and bone work out here. Still a very good goat. The one that we have in the second class, ultra heavy muscled one that when we I apologize for that. The one out of second here, one that you love for muscle shape, one that we just need to see a little bit better in terms of that hind leg, still a very good goat. The one that comes out of the second, the first out of the second class, really heavy muscled one that you love the rib shape. As that one set in motion, just want to see that more comfortable out here. The one that we have out of the second class, again, a heavy muscled one that's good in rib shape. Just need to be changed a little bit in terms of structural integrity out here. Very good set. I'm giving you guys my all. I apologize. I'm going to get more medicine before 5 o'clock here. Really, really good set. I'll go get your grading reserve. Congratulations to your champion breeding goat, Candace Sider. And Riesler, Candace Sider. Let's give all these exhibitors a big round of applause. Oh, sorry.